Hey guys, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing absolutely fine in your med school and preparing well for the exams and also going smooth through your respective lives. So in this video, I am going to talk on a very important topic, and we are completely gonna break a myth, and we are completely gonna break a stereotype in this video. So right now, this is the mini Harrison. I don't know where the big Harrison of mine is. I seriously don't know. I bought it in my final year, but I honestly read it for the first 1 month or so, and after that, I don't know. I have no idea of my Harrison. So in this video, I have to talk with you people regarding what are the myths regarding the Harrison, and how we have to come out of that stereotypical world, and we have to do something practical that is gonna give us result rather than just giving us a virtual satisfaction that yes, I have highlighted like 500 pages of Harrison and literally I don't know even the 10 pages. So that is the whole thing and the whole idea of next 5 minutes of video. And if you are a strict Harrison reader, I will just say skip this video. This is not for you. This is for us, who don't believe in that much of hard work rather than just doing the smart work and making our way. So when we are in our third year of med school, or I will say that in our second year of med school, the anticipation starts to build, even in second year, third year, and it peaks in the late third year, and yeah, it is there in the fourth year. So the anticipation is like, yes, I have to buy a Harrison, I have to read a Harrison, I will study very religiously, I will do very decent amount of hard work, and I will finish the Harrison. This is completely absurd statement. This is completely wrong statement. Whosoever is going to put this thing in your mind is deviating you from the actual curriculum, actual pathway of the med school. Now let's say you compare yourself with the American medical graduates. They just are reading small books, be it medicine, be it surgery, be it pathology, and be it anatomy, physiology, whatsoever it is, and they are taking the USMLEs. Okay, now compare the exam which Indian medical graduates, that is the next or NEET PG, they take, and what the exam they take. Compare the standards of the exam. That exam is simply 10 times more difficult. I will not say that in terms of volume. So it is absolute no brainer that here 19 subjects are going to be asked. Here the exam is being broken down into two steps: USMLE step 1, USMLE step 2. In USMLE step 1 you have 3 or 4 subjects. I'm not talking about the volume. Obviously, if you compare the volume, you have to prepare 19 subject and go and sit for a single exam. Obviously, in that aspect, this is difficult. But compare the questions. Just compare the question of pathology over here and compare the question of pathology over there. They will have a question stem of this much, this much lines, and they will have a question stem like this, and that also absurd. That is just a one-liner kind of question which is gonna be picked by a buzzword, and you are just gonna say it. So if you have a clear picture of what your goal is, or what your goal is, then why are you not acting smartly through the 4 years of med school? Why are you wasting your time reading such big books that are not even meant for medical graduates, rather than they are meant for medical professionals and postgraduates, even not postgraduates, that are meant for actual medical professionals, who know everything and who are just expanding their knowledge base. That is the actual criteria. Now what is wrong with our education system is that, let's talk about nephrology. Okay, so the idea is that a person should know each and every aspect of nephron in first year. Obviously physiology is meant for teaching you nephron, like what does the PCT do, what does the DCT do, what does the collecting duct do. In second year, when you come to pathology, let's say we are taking that nephron as it is. You are supposed to know what is Fanconi syndrome, you are supposed to know what is Bartter syndrome, you are supposed to know what is Gitelman syndrome. Simply, you know that in first year you should know that the role of the kidney is to eliminate BUN and creatinine. So in the second year, you are going to read the AKI, acute kidney injury, and you are going to know what is how does the AKI manifest, like hyper that elevated level of BU and elevated level of creatinine, and then you divide it into pre-renal azotemia, renal azotemia, and post-renal azotemia. In second year, you are gonna know what is the nephritic syndrome, what is the nephrotic syndrome like. So the idea is like the people, they don't pay much attention to first year and second year, and they just take it lightly, and simply believe that it is not important. Final year is the main thing, and we have to study very very hard in final year. But that is the actual wrong thing which we are doing and repeating it constantly, years after years, years after years, and no one is correcting it. People, actually, what is happening with people. Let's say if I have committed a mistake, I don't want other people to rectify, and do it smartly. I'll just say that let them do the same thing, let them do the same thing. This is a mentality, this is a real thing, it happens with everyone. Just you need some steel to express it out. I'm sorry for the tongue twister. So the idea is that this is the whole theory. Why Harrison, why not Harrison, and why you shouldn't read Harrison. So, okay, let's say you assume that, yeah, I have told you not to read Harrison, then what is the strategy? I should be, coming with the answer rather than just giving a statement, you should not read Harrison. What is the answer then? What we have to read then? So the answer is that you will solidify your pathology, you will solidify your pathophysiology in your second year. This is very very important. You have to solidify your pathology, you have to solidify your pathophysiology in your third year, which is very light in Indian medical curriculum. You have to revise pathology and pathophysiology again and again, whatever your resources be. My resource was Gaulian, my resource was first aid, my resource was BRS. I consolidated again and again. No matter whether I retained them at the end of pre-final, that doesn't matter. But what matters is that at least I am able to talk little thing about everything. I am able to talk about dilated cardiomyopathy, I am able to talk about glioblastoma multiforme, I am able to talk about spinal cord lesion, I am able to talk about restrictive obstructive lung disease. And what am I expected out of MBBS to know? I am only expected to know little thing about everything. I am not supposed to know that this person has aortic stenosis and I am going to do the TAVR. Whether I am going to perform the TAVR, total aortic valve replacement, then what is the fun of reading that TAVR and aortic stenosis? When should we replace the valve, when shouldn't we replace the valve? What is the fun of reading that thing? Am I gonna place a portosystemic shunt? No, I'm just gonna supposed to know what is cirrhosis, what is portal hypotension, how is portosystemic shunt gonna help in cirrhosis and portal hypertension. So make your resources, choose your resources smartly, choose resources which can be completed, which can be revised over and over again, which can be reproduced, rather than just sitting in the library having a big textbook in front of you. You are not understanding what is written over there, you just are highlighting and highlighting and highlighting and getting a mental satisfaction. Yeah, I have read the Harrison. So what, you have read the Harrison? Do you know about what is restrictive cardiomyopathy? Do you know about how does the murmur of hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy changes with the volume in the heart? No. Please don't just believe in myths, don't just believe in stereotype. The people will come, they will tell you, you are doing wrong, you should read Harrison, you should read Harrison. No, this is not the correct statement. You should know things. When they say you should read Harrison, you just answer them, no, I am supposed to know things. It doesn't matter from where I know those things. The professor will come, they will ask you, I need a standard Harrison definition, I need this, I need standard Harrison definition. They are just gonna stay there for 1 year and you are gonna face them for the 1 year. So what? The next whole journey is yours, and it is your basic medical education over which the whole buildings of medical curriculum or medical education, they will be laid upon. So have a strong basic foundation, have a strong basic foundation. So I think that I have talked much about this topic, and I would just say that The ending statement is this: choose your resources very wisely. In your second year, read the pathology very seriously. Third year, read pathology, pathophysiology, physiology again. And in your final year, you have to focus on gynae obstetrics, you have to focus on pediatrics, you have to focus on surgery, you have to focus on orthopedics, and you have to read medicine very smartly, very smartly. Not just sitting and giving the whole day to Harrison. This is not gonna work. You know what are the good resources for exams? You just have to pass the exams. That is the whole scenario. The basic medical education, that is gonna, if it is gonna be asked in the question NEET PG, then obviously it is gonna be asked from that only pathophysiology. Just go and check the Q banks. They have those basic questions regarding the medicine. So ending statement: don't read Harrison, it is a myth. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like this video.